Welcome back to another episode of That's All About Game Day.
Hey.
Caps off.
Can you
Hi.
say it one
hard,
time?
bro.
Can you say it 2 times? Can you say it 3 times?
What is
4,
that?
5, 6, 7. 1,
Hey,
2,
who got
3,
your back?
4,
I
5.
got your back. Yeah, dude. Wow, that's a
Yeah.
start and a half. Wow.
Oh, man. Good
Yeah,
morning,
yeah,
fellas.
yeah.
It's Wild Card Weekend.
Woo, woo, woo.
Very exciting, honestly. Finally, the
But we
playoffs
record
are here.
this. We record this on a Thursday, and what happened this morning was Bill Belichick and the Patriots are parting ways. So,
Yeah.
should we talk about that?
Sure,
Maybe,
yeah.
perhaps?
Dude, I wasn't shocked by that at all. I don't know why.
I
everyone was.
weirdly, and I've
People
I've,
were reacting as if it was a shock. It didn't shock
No,
me.
no, it's
I
not-
thought he announced he was retiring before.
I think it was just like you hear about that and it's like one thing and then it actually happens and it's another.
like,
I thought he had
Whoa.
said, though, that he was retiring. That was my
No,
understanding.
I think he
no,
had
no.
said that he was probably contemplating it or something. Maybe weeks ago, months ago.
Do you think he's going to coach again?
Yeah, I do. Well, Schefter said he might coach again. The Falcons were interested. The Falcons hadn't like reached out
Bro,
at
that's
all.
like Michael Jordan in a fucking Wizards jersey. It's like,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
weird.
doesn't fit. I don't
They-
want to see him anywhere
they
else.
said the
That's
Fa-
a great comparison.
They said
Yeah.
the Falcons hadn't like requested any interviews for head coaching vacancies, like all
Yeah.
the vacancies that were open and like people that were and they were saying they were waiting for Belichick. But
You think Mike Vrabel in New England?
all signs are pointing to Gerard Mayo. But like I'd prefer Vrabel.
okay, hold up. But like that, Gerard Mayo would be nasty too.
But like I feel like Vrabel. I don't think when Gerard Mayo started getting pointed to New England, I felt like
Has
Vrabel.
Gerard-
you didn't think
Has-
Vrabel
Has
was going to
Gerard
be
Mayo-
available.
Is he a head coach? Has he been
No.
a head
Nah,
coach?
is he a
he's
DC?
a DC
Where?
in New England.
Oh, he's the DC in New England right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. And he
Yeah,
played
he's
linebacker.
either-
He played linebacker during that second Patriots dynasty. He was fucking amazing. He was one of the best players there.
No,
And-
he's the inside
so-
linebackers coach. He's not.
so
I don't
is
think he's the
Vrabel.
DC.
Okay, he's an inside linebackers coach. All right, cool. Well, natural progression.
I could be wrong. I'm trying to.
So make him the DC and bring in Vrabel, who's
Well,
got head coaching experience.
But I had heard that theory though. Make Vrabel
And bring in
head
Wes
coach,
Welker.
and then make Wes Welker OC, Mayo DC. But I wouldn't be mad at jumping the gun and putting Mayo at head coach. Really?
Tom Brady at quarterback.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't be mad at that because, like, you saw what the Texans were able to do with D'Amico Ryans, who was a linebacker for them. Now, obviously, he went to San Francisco and became a DC there, so he'd almost be skipping a step for Mayo if he's not the DC right now. But I do like them, like, keeping that culture intact because even if you lose Belichick, so much of what Belichick instilled within that franchise over the past 2 decades is still going to be there. Like, whether it's Vrabel, Mayo, or if you bring back Welker or something like that, it needs to be that.
Yeah, as a
Where's Bill's son?
he's gonna follow him wherever he goes.
Is he still on the
Yeah,
Patriots
he's still there.
staff?
As a Dolphins fan who's been tormented by Bill Belichick for so many years and like just no success, I was thinking through just like while he was coaching New England, I was preying on the downfall, as we know, of New England.
More than anyone I've ever seen prey on anyone's downfall.
Well, I also told you one of my best friends is a diehard Patriots fan, so there's like fake beef there.
Fake beef.
But then this news happened, and I was like watching. Of course, I was getting up with Get Up this morning, and I was feeling very sentimental that in the 24 years as the head coach of the Patriots and all the success that he's had, the Dolphins had 11 head coaches, 3 of which were only able to have a winning record. So, and frankly, we have 1 division title to show for it. And of the 24 years that Bill Belichick was in New England, they won the division 19 times.
That's fucking insane.
And wait, and the year the Dolphins won the division is with the year Tom Brady tore his ACL.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now, granted, they won in 2000, so we could say 2 because that's kind of when he was hired. So, like, it depends how you
Okay,
frame
we're
it.
between 1 and 2
doesn't help.
in 24
Doesn't
years.
help.
You're good, bro.
But I
Leave
think,
it at
like,
that.
there is some weird feeling of being appreciating greatness while you have it. Like, I think we did with Brady. And while Brady was playing, you're like, this is going to end. And now having Brady officially out of the league, having Belichick, leaving New England, it's really the end of an era. Not to mention Saban obviously retiring. Not to mention Pete Carroll leaving Seattle. Like, it does feel like the end of an era in the NFL.
Yeah.
It really does.
There's something to be said also about just greatness when it leaves. Is like people like to hate on players, coaches, teams when they're great in the moment. Tom Brady was one of the most hated players in the league for a long time after he just kept winning. Everyone was like,
cheated
fuck
also.
that guy. He
good
cheated
point.
also, but now it's like there's no debate. Tom
Now you
Brady's,
just
Tom
appreciate
Brady's the
him.
GOAT. It's like I would love if Tom Brady was still playing,
Yeah, totally.
Appreciate what he did and appreciate what Bill Belichick did. And so.
No, man, I agree with that. That's crazy. The dominance, bro. 24
crazy.
years.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dominance, because obviously we were talking about and Saban retired. Like I'm very curious who we would think is the bigger GOAT all time in head coaches,
Yeah.
Nick Saban or Bill Belichick. And like going through it, phone down.
You have
Going
the
through
stats?
it. Well, we can go through it. Bill Belichick. I wrote down a few
All right,
things with
before the
Belichick. Go for it.
Before the stats, I thought about, because you brought it up right before we started recording, and I was like, yeah, that's a great question. Both were super, super dominant. I think before you read off the stats, because this might change my opinion, if you have something really great under there, you always do, you know, Adam, you always come prepared. But you have to think about dominance in the NFL is different from dominance in college.
Agreed.
Totally.
And both are amazing, and both are the greatest coaches. I mean, Saban has probably a little bit more competition in terms of like best college coach ever than Belichick does. Belichick, I think, hands down. But both are great. But I think it's harder to maintain that excellence in the NFL because there's so much more to be great at. Like, for example, if you're great in college, as Nick Saban has been, you're great for 2 years. Now you're going to get and he's a great recruiter.
Yeah.
But now you're going to get all the kids who want to come.
Yeah.
You're going to get the best talent. From there, it's just like,
Right.
you have them going through your program.
In college, it's players choose where they want to go.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is.
Exactly.
And so, like, by being a great team, it's like you're more likely to inherit future great teams. And whereas, like, the Patriots, bro, like, you have to keep recreating greatness, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Whether that's through the GM who's, like, bringing in player personnel and stuff like that, or it's as the coach and coaching new sets of guys every single time. And the fact that they had 2 dynasties, but even between the 2 dynasties, they were so dominant, I think Belichick.
So then I'll switch the question then. Who was more dominant as a head coach, Nick Saban or Bill Belichick? Because I agree with you, greatness
to me,
is harder to maintain while you're in the NFL versus college where players can choose. And so if you set if you create a baseline, and which is what really Alabama was. It was the standard in college football. Every top-tier talent is going to want to go there. But let's look at some of those high-level stats.
Who was more dominant is totally, to me, determined on who was more wins.
Okay, so Belichick, obviously,
much.
6-time Super Bowl champion, 9-time AFC champion, 3-time Coach of the Year, 17 of the 24, or 17, not 19. Excuse me. I said that earlier. 17 of the 24 years in the AFC East, he won the division. 333 career wins, including the playoffs. Not to mention 15 shy of the winningest coach of all time, Don Shula.
Do we have his losses?
It's bad. He's like a 500 level coach so let's ignore that for the sake of
head coach.
But it's important. It's important when comparing him to Saban.
Okay.
No, I don't think he's a 500 level head coach.
He's right around 500.
No,
Bill Belichick,
no.
yes.
Bill Belichick all-time winning record.
All-time win-loss. Because you have to separate
win
as
percentage.
total coach. He was a DC for a long time.
No, because I brought up that argument a while ago that like it's not as good.
No, it's insane, bro. His win-loss record is fucking bonkers.
His career winning percentage is 65%.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's if you think about that in like year after year, you're at least like if it's now where there's 17 games, you're at least winning.
You're always
11.
above 500. Your career, you're always above 500.
Like what would that be?
I'm trying to pull it up.
Bottom should be at the bottom, right?
Bro, that's you're going 11. You're winning 11 games at least.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
11,
much.
11.6.
Belichick all time is 302 and 165.
There you go.
That's insane.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know Saban's.
Okay, so then bringing up Saban's. Nick Saban overall in college was 292 and 71. Granted, he was at other places, so I don't have the exact Alabama one.
What's that win percentage?
7 national titles at Alabama, 11 SEC titles. And then this was crazy. This is the craziest stat I saw about Nick Saban. Every single player that played 4 years for Nick Saban won at least one national championship.
Wow.
Over a 17-year period.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
So
So he was averaging a championship every 4 years, essentially. It's like sort of what that means.
No, that's an amazing
No,
stat.
I think when it comes to, like, when I think of Saban, like, and we'll start ignoring stats. I'm sure there's so many more stats to back up both. When I think of, like, pure dominance, I think we underestimate how dominant, or we take for granted how dominant Nick Saban in Alabama was because he had to go there and set that standard.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became, at one point, now granted, whatever they were paying on the table, like, they were always cheating. Before NIL, like, well, it's clear.
Yeah,
Every team was paying players. But
didn't have
before
no games.
NIL, like, every person wanted to go to Alabama. Like, the types of talent that they have produced, the NFL level talent that Nick Saban has been able to produce speaks, like, it is so dominant. So when I think of pure dominance, I think of Nick Saban. But when it comes to the graded, like who is the bigger GOAT, I would think Belichick.
Yeah, my instinct goes Belichick also. Granted, I'm not as huge of a college football guy, but
Right.
my instinct is just like
Just because,
think
like what
dominance-
Felipe
like
said, it's
Tom-
like you have to build something.
but I think there's
Different,
something to be
like-
said about what he was unable to do without Tom Brady. Now, granted, you need a
There's
quarterback.
not.
It's the most, but like to me, that's what like
No, but
That's-
that ties back into like the talent is like Saban didn't ever not have talent.
But
you
he
know
had
what
to,
I mean? But
he
in
had
the
to
NFL,
bring
it's
in
like
that talent.
yeah, but he did because it was Alabama,
Right.
And it was
Yeah.
because his name was Nick Saban. In the NFL, you can't just like bring in whoever you want. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like let's get all the best
That's
players
fair.
because they choose to go there. If it was that, Bill Belichick never would have lost.
Also, I don't. I mean, I've always said this, but like, I hate the argument like what he's done without Tom Brady after Tom Brady left. Tom Brady left because that team was going straight downhill. Belichick could have just left as well. And
Yeah.
then if Belichick would have left and Brady stayed, it'd been the same thing. Oh, Brady couldn't have done it, couldn't do it without Belichick. It's not true. That program was going all the way downhill because they spent so much money over those years. It's like the Rams. Eventually, like you spend all that money on an offense and defense. Now it's like you're going to go through some years of rebuild. And Belichick is literally in those years of rebuild. Those losses, as far as I'm concerned, don't matter at all.
Yeah.
And he still has a Pro Bowl quarterback in that tenure. He still has a playoff appearance in that tenure. So I don't think so. But I think dominance, if you say pure dominance, I do think of Saban. I think he did more in a shorter amount of time. Like, obviously, that was 24 years for Belichick, but Saban wasn't at Bama. Saban won
17 years was at Bama.
17, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
That's a long
crazy.
time. But he won
So-
7 also.
Huh?
He won 7 national championships where Belichick won
Yeah.
6 in
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
That's a better clip.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like both are super impressive. Dominance, I do agree. Like I think when we were like growing up, we're in middle school and high school and shit. All you hear about is Alabama, bro.
Mhm.
Every single year.
Yep.
And I know the Patriots were always great, but there were other teams you thought of. Like there was the years you thought of the Broncos, and there were the years you thought of the Colts. And there were
Yeah.
the year you thought of like the Steelers.
But there were periods where it was
Bro.
always just like, oh, the Patriots are probably just going to win again. And then they did.
Yeah, but it felt like there was more
And that's
parity
why
at least
people
between the
fucking
top 4 teams.
Tom
Bro, in
Brady.
college football, it was Bama and everybody else. I don't think in the NFL it was necessarily like the Patriots kept winning.
He also is not even close to the most all-time wins as a coach, Nick Saban, like in college. But the problem is that can go by years, and it's tough. Like Joe Paterno's at the top, and we
I don't
can't
care
talk about Joe
about
Paterno. But yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting conversation.
I'll give you the bell. I'll agree then. I'll change my tune. I'll say it was
No,
Belichick.
I agree with you.
But
I think that like dominant. If you say dominant,
pure dominance.
I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
Saban.
It's just there's something to the dominance, but it is harder to dominate in the NFL. Like and I think that's an
Yes.
important point.
Super
If you're just
important.
taking pure accolades, then yeah, I think it's there's more
So
of an
then
argument.
It's harder to dominate in the NFL, but that's why we don't think of the Patriots as that level above. So
Exactly.
it's like we're thinking you got to take
so
context.
it might be
into-
Belichick.
So it might be Belichick.
It might be
Because
Belichick,
Belichick
yeah.
won at a higher level against the teams that are better.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
know what I mean?
in a harder like league to win in.
Yeah.
Because of all the free agency and the players
Yeah,
moving
yeah,
and leaving,
yeah.
bro. You got to
The
recreate
parody.
that shit.
The parody.
Fucking-
So
the amount of superstar players he had that he just said like,
Yeah.
okay, you're not gonna show up to this meeting, we're gonna cut you, and they just went out and won the Super Bowl. And well, year after year, Chandler Jones, fucking bro, it was like everybody. Chandler Jones ended up being crazy, but
Same with AB.
yeah, but like man, it's crazy. The only thing I'll say is what I said that like growing up. And so for anybody under 25 or 25, 26, 27, you're growing up, you're going through middle school
All
and
you
high
hear is
school.
Alabama.
The only college football, it's Alabama and literally everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 year it's Ohio State kind of in the mix, whatever. In the NFL, like it always seemed more like you had the Patriots who were always really good, but then like the Colts were always
Yeah.
great. Like the Broncos had a period. The Seahawks for a period we thought they were going to be a dynasty.
Yeah.
We didn't think there was going to be another dynasty in college football. It
I'll
was only
never
Alabama.
forget the moment. So when my high school
Tua
had
took
like
over?
players, no, when my that was a crazy one though, because that was the tank for Tua. That's when it really started. But when at my high school, when I was on the football team, and I don't know about like you guys, but you ever hang out like in the head coach's office? So like we would just hang out, and it was obviously all the offers are coming in there, and like I think I was a freshman or sophomore at that time. So like and I was not playing at all. I was just the kid that just sat there and hanging out, and I'll never forget Nick Saban walks in.
No way.
Yeah, because he was here. This one of my friends, and he was there, and it was like I've never shit my pants more to have Nick Saban in the same vicinity. At the time, I was like a freshman or a sophomore. Yeah, I was like starstruck because like you just knew all you ever heard about is Alabama. Nick Saban, this head coach.
That's sick.
And he walked in, and I mean, I've never left quicker from a room. But it was like just a crazy moment. And so like,
the player? Did they end up going?
No, he went to UF.
Cool. Yeah, not as cool.
No, definitely not as
That's
cool.
sick though.
He does comment on all our stuff though with caps off though. Shout out Scarlett.
Nick Saban does.
Yeah, Nick Saban.
Nah, Scarlett does. Scarlett does.
But it was that was crazy. Yeah. So back to the dominance. That was
he's like bro. Nick Saban, I think is more mythical than Bill Belichick.
Yes.
Like he's got like a guy like when like players that played in the 90s talked about Michael Jordan. Like when Allen Iverson was like, I saw Michael Jordan, and it was like Jesus. Yeah. It was like it's looking at Jesus.
Yeah.
Like I
he's
think
closer to that than Bill.
Yes, Nick Saban. But it's also because of the authority you can have over college players. You can't
totally
have that
agree.
over NFL guys.
Totally agree.
So it's like I can be your fucking daddy in college. Agree. You know what I mean? But I can't
Bill
do
Belichick
that in the
can
NFL.
be a lot of dudes' daddy in the NFL too.
Absolutely. Yeah. But what I mean is like I can beat you if I wanted to,
yeah.
bro. Like in college, you're gonna get away with that. Like and as a parent who's sending your kid to that program, like bro, like
Nick
he's yours now. Like you're his father now. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you want when you are sending your kid away. So that's an undervalued point to like Nick Saban is that regardless of how much money they were paying them, because there is that I think it was like Derrick Henry. Someone was talking about they all visited and they went to the player dorms. They all had Chryslers or something. They all had like Chrysler 300s every player.
Damn.
You said that?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh shit.
I think it might have been Taylor Lewan. Someone said it might have been on Bussin' with the Boys, but they were talking about obviously they've always been paying like.
And you talk about Bama, rich ass school board in the South, like crazy.
But I just think the fact that, like, that to me is also greatness. It's like, I'm going to send my kid away, and no matter what, I know he's going to get to the NFL. Like, that trust level, because there's so much competition in college.
The amount of talent, like, dude, you could go, like, high level. We don't even have, like, a phone up with, like, names, but you just think about you always go defense a lot. There's a lot of offensive guys.
Offense.
But when you think about, like, the defenders with, like, Landon Collins and Trayvon Diggs and
the Minkas of the world. There's so many more. Offensively, though, they're wide
defensive
receivers.
Lineman, Ashawn Robinson and all these guys.
Julio Waddle, Judy,
Amari Cooper,
Devontae Smith. I know we're missing so many. There's fucking so many. Running backs from Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Najee.
Trent Richardson.
Who's
nasty.
Bro, even so, if you want to take it a further, even though they didn't graduate from Alabama, like Alvin Kamara was there at one point.
Guys who didn't even do great in the NFL, like
TJ
Yeldon.
Yeah, like the quarterbacks aren't as good. Quarterbacks have always been an issue with Alabama.
Quarterbacks are more
but still, Tua, Jalen, Mack.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to me what the level of talent has been coming out of Alabama.
And that is why Bill Belichick is greater.
Possibly.
That's my take.
Possibly.
Man.
I am curious because I saw this on Twitter and I want to pose this. I know we have to do predictions, but we only have 6 games, so let's just talk about this. Are the Jets fucking up by sticking with Robert Saleh? Because this might be the greatest head coaching cycle.
They
said obviously, but this is the greatest head coaching like carousel available in the last decade, at least. Whether it's the Belichick, the Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, the young guys that are coming up, the Bobby Slowicks, the Ben Johnsons. There are some DCs available. Dan Quinn's probably going to be around there, which is like closer to Robert Saleh. But we've never had this level of high level talent. No, in my opinion.
The Jets need to stick with Robert Saleh. They need to ride 1 year with Aaron Rodgers and Saleh.
But that was the point. That was the point of the tweet. Is like they're handicapped because they need to stick with the Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. But they could
gotta.
Not that they would ever get Belichick.
Everything they wanted to do this year was postponed by Aaron Rodgers' injury. They're going to try to do the exact same thing they were planning to do this year, next year.
Yeah, but logically, are they messing up?
I mean, logically, are they messing up? They might. I mean, they messed up by getting Aaron Rodgers and he got hurt. That sucks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hackett's gone?
No, Hackett's staying. The whole staff is staying.
They got to just run it back,
again,
bro.
Hold on.
Run it back and hope Aaron Rodgers is healthy. They were projected to be one of the best teams in football going into this year.
I agree with the logic of, like, you have to stick with it. You gambled. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, are they, like, by taking a step back, are they messing up because we don't see this trio of talent be able to enter the coaching like carousel? That is not we're going to take that for granted. Now, granted, whether they want to go be a coach or not, that's a different story. But Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, and Bill Belichick, whether you get them or not, is a crazy trio to be available as a head coach.
I never would assume that in the same cycle.
That's my point. 3. So you're handicapped by sticking with Robert Saleh, and I get it because you went all in.
Though, if you're the Jets, you believe that with Rodgers and Saleh and the current coaching staff that you can be a Super Bowl team, then like. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they think that they are legitimately contenders with a healthy roster and a healthy coaching staff, and a decent coaching staff, what they have, like the Jets are one of the best defenses all year.
And they finished as the #1 defense on PFF.
There you go. And they won some games. They won more games than you would expect with Zach Wilson.
Like 7.
They were the 32nd
So like put
offense.
Aaron Rodgers in there, who's going to be calling the offense.
Does Aaron Rodgers take them from 32nd to like top 5? No.
That's my problem. I think is
I
that
don't know, but
dude, in this year of all this horrible shit that happened with the Jets offense, it's like it's not my problem isn't the lack of production necessarily, but it's how everything was treated.
Yeah.
From the quarterback situation to the quarterback situation was everything, really.
Yeah.
Well,
because like you fuck that whole shit up and that fucks with the rest of your team and then you don't produce. I just think he wasn't he didn't act as if he should have, like as a great coach, probably Saleh. Like I didn't like how he treated that whole situation.
Do you think it was Saleh or Joe Douglas though? Like, or was it coming down from Woody Johnson? Also,
Douglas is the GM.
Yeah, I also think personally, I blame Joe Douglas more than I do Robert Saleh because I get you bringing Aaron Rodgers, but it just felt like Aaron Rodgers was the GM of that team, and we saw that like Al Lazard was benched. That dude didn't even suit up over the second half of the season. The supporting cast we kept saying was fucking terrible. Now Brees and Garrett is high level, but
my point, I think. You had a chance to go get Josh Dobbs. You had a chance to go get other quarterbacks. Bro, the Browns signed Joe Flacco off the fucking street.
Yeah.
Why didn't the Jets do that? I know they had him last year, but like supposedly you have a better team this year. Like there's issues with that offense, I think, beyond Aaron Rodgers.
I totally agree with you.
And because of that, like as a head coach, like that's what you're coming in to do. Like you're not only leading a team and a group of men, but you're also putting your team in positions, whether it's personnel, coaching, whatever it is, to actually go out there and succeed. And he didn't do that with that offense.
I sort of disagree. I just think Rodgers ignites that team. They were so
Look what Mike Tomlin does. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
They were so fucking hyped to have Aaron Rodgers.
But hype is different than production,
and then they
bro.
lost him so quickly that the guys just were deflated for the rest of the season.
Hype is different
and
than
then
production.
Zach Wilson is not the guy who's going to fucking reignite the flame. There's no way.
But that's not the...
Adam, what did you say? What we talked about last week, right? Coaching 60 to 70%.
Yeah.
I'm strong on that. I truly think you get another coach that can actually like ignite that offense. Like I understand, like the players are devastated. That's where a coach comes in though. Like you have to like get your guys right. Like there's no other way. Yeah. If your quarterback fucking sucks, get a better one in. Don't like they didn't make a quarterback move all year. I don't think in terms of like signing somebody. No. I know they signed like some dude that never played.
No. They brought up Simeon.
Simeon's ass. Like I don't know, bro. Yeah. Look, they're going to be better with Rodgers. I think there's more holes, though.
I think there's so many holes.
That's fair. Your point about igniting, like Saleh could have ignited the team around whoever.
Or make moves to fix something.
Yeah, but they didn't do that. Fine.
They didn't do that.
That's the past. Like Rodgers and Saleh together, though, I do think still brings them back to what they think they can be.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Like
their offensive line was
patches
bad.
That hole that Saleh doesn't have.
I'm not that I wish injuries, but whether it was that first play or at some point he was going to take a lot of sacks. And
that's true.
We've seen that beats down a quarterback, and he is an older quarterback and is not as mobile as he once was. So they don't have a wide receiver 2. You had Randall Cobb and Allen Lazard. So you have an RB1, an elite RB1, and an elite wide receiver 1. But outside of that, your offensive line was shit. Your other wide receivers are shit. Your tight ends were shit. So your defense was amazing, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't come and turn a 32nd ranked offense into a top 5, top 10 offense automatically.
I think he could.
I think he could.
I think he
think he
10?
could. I don't think it's like I think
he
that's
could.
not what did Patrick Mahomes do?
Patrick Mahomes.
How was their offense this year?
Patrick Mahomes has Travis Kelce, who was largely hurt this year.
Hurt.
And Aaron Rodgers would have Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, who
Travis Kelce was not hurt.
He's hurt some parts
really.
of this year. Yeah, he was.
Not really at all.
Missed some games.
I'm just
regardless,
saying.
He has Travis Kelce.
The Chiefs still won the AFC West, right? Like they still went and did what they needed to do, even if they weren't as dominant. Yeah. Like you put Aaron Rodgers in there, they're in contention for the AFC East. Obviously, the AFC East is a little bit.
Bro, the Jets,
but
the Dolphins
also,
and the
the
Bills
Chiefs not have a top 10 offense.
Won a 10 and 11. Like I don't think so. Won 10 and 11 games. Like it's not as easy. The division is very different. I don't know.
We know what Aaron Rodgers has been able to do for Allen Lazard in the past. That like I feel confident that like Lazard would be able to produce with the Rodgers.
I get it. I just think
the Chiefs had a top 10 offense still.
What were they ranked?
9th.
There you go.
If you take Patrick Mahomes out there 32nd.
For sure.
Aaron Rodgers would probably make him a top 10, but I agree there's like the offensive line and stuff. I think the coach, man, I agree with sticking with Saleh just because like you banked everything on
You gotta
Rodgers.
ride it this year.
No, I agree.
I was saying before
I
this
agree.
season, I get it. The context of all the guys on the move, like it makes
You
sense.
have to because you made that decision last year and you went all in on Aaron Rodgers, so you have to do it. But if it doesn't work out this year, it's all blown up.
Yeah, but how fucked up does that look then? It's like
If you fire someone and you
Yeah.
fire Saleh right now, no, you can't do it. I'm just saying we've never had this level of talent. So
No, I get it.
There's a conversation to be had of like, do I want Pete? Because if it's Robert Saleh, Pete Carroll, I want Pete Carroll.
yeah, of course.
Everyone else, like Vrabel, I could have a conversation. Bill Belichick's obviously, it's not even a conversation. But
I think that's easy for us to say though from an outside perspective. It's like these guys will have personal relationships with Saleh. They probably ride behind him.
we can only talk about it from an outside perspective.
Bro, the Jets are just so dysfunctional.
They are.
Because I think about like, what if Saleh was in Seattle? I think it wouldn't even be like they would have their shit figured out. Like, I think it's the Jets' problem, not Saleh problem.
Yeah, facts.
That's fair.
Agreed.
It kind of sucks.
Can we predict?
Sure.
Wild card weekend playoffs, baby playoffs. So we got some games to predict.
I put a couple parlays together.
Yeah, we're looking at FanDuel here. I'm gonna go through.
I'm excited for this weekend, man. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
It is. I'm very excited. Saturday games. We got Sunday games.
Fuck yeah,
What do we
bro.
got?
Two games that are going to be the Dolphins
Six
Chiefs
games?
game might be the coldest game in NFL history,
That's
which
crazy.
terrifies me.
What do we have? 6 games?
But I feel like it might be better as a Dolphins fan because if it's just cold, then they're going to get smacked. If it's the coldest, there might be a chance. You know? Rewrite the wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know what's also amazing? Nick Saban officially retired, so that could lift a potential curse. Bill Belichick now out of the division. Potential curse that's there. I'm just saying, light the what's the piece of wood?
The fire.
No, what's the piece of wood that you light and
The fire starter?
Nope.
The
Okay.
flare?
No one's going to get it, and it's going to come to me at some point
Cool.
over the next 30 minutes.
All right, predicting the wild card weekend slate. We're going to go through all 6 games of wild card weekend and give our picks.
Let's get it.
First game, Saturday, we got Browns at Texans.
That's disgusting.
I got a gut feeling on the Texans.
I want to ride them so bad.
I got to, like,
I'm gonna go with Browns.
they should. But Texans at home is what gets me. Like, and also, did you see what C.J. Stroud said on Pat McAfee?
No.
I'm a believer in just buying nonsense, you know?
Oh, for sure. What'd he say?
They were like, no one's believing you. They don't believe you could do anything. And C.J. just looked one of them dead in the eyes like, you don't think we have a chance? And he's, bet. I was like, oh.
He said that on McAfee?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's funny.
Um,
Stroud's a gamer, man. He'll get right. I think the Browns, like, honestly, I hate this matchup. I think it's disgusting. I think it's a shame we have to watch
is
this.
Deshaun Watson on the field bowl?
Yeah, facts.
Wow, I
Is
didn't
Deshaun
think
Watson going to be
of-
in
oh,
attendance?
shit.
He will definitely be in attendance.
That- be on the
that would have
sideline?
been sick.
Probably not because they don't
See,
put him on the sideline.
That would have been sick. Like,
If
that
it
would have
was
been
Deshaun?
awesome. That would have been
Yeah.
awesome.
But there's a
to see
chance that they
Deshaun.
wouldn't have been in this position if it was Deshaun.
Oh,
better
you're
or for-
admitting it?
For better or for worse.
You're admitting it?
No, they could have been the 1 seed.
Question is, Deshaun Watson will be in Houston at this game, you think?
I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know.
Can you ask him? I know you guys hang out off the field.
Wow.
Wow.
No, just as friends.
That is
Just
a
as friends, you're his personal
I didn't
masseuse
say
now,
what
aren't you?
guys do.
crazy.
I didn't say what you guys do. I just said you hang out.
Adam's
Wild.
his masseuse.
But yes, you are correct. We do hang out.
It's a wild assumption, but you're not wrong.
Is he going to be there? Do we know? Because that's
I'm
important.
sure he's going to be there,
Man.
bro. What do you mean? Why wouldn't he be there? They put him in a box, though.
That changes my bet.
I'm gonna go, dude.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Heart. It's a heart.
It's just a
And it's
gross.
a
Plums, going Texans. I'm taking the Texans.
I want
Yeah,
the
I feel
Texans.
it. I feel that. I think they got more firepower offensively. The Browns defense keeps them in the game, obviously. Of course.
I'm rooting for CJ. You know, I like CJ.
I love that too. I'm gonna go Browns. I hate going Browns, and usually I like going with the better quarterback. But something about a rookie quarterback scares me in a
Yeah.
situation like this.
Flacco's got the experience and the defense on the Browns.
Bro, he's got the
Yeah, but
second most
CJ
playoff wins in the playoffs right now.
Well, there's
out
not.
of any quarterback.
But CJ's different. That's my fear.
That's a good point.
CJ's just
No,
different.
CJ is different,
Can't
just like
quantify-
Deshaun was.
Yeah.
But do y'all remember Lamar Jackson? And I know he wasn't a starter the whole year. He came mid-year and then started playing. But the Ravens made the playoffs that year after he took Joe Flacco's job. And he played the Chargers in a wild card round. And that was the worst quarterback performance I've ever seen him. Lamar
All right,
Jackson looked like
all right,
fucking
give me the Browns.
shit.
Give me the
And then he won
You taking
MVP
the
the
Browns?
next year.
Well, CJ's such a better quarterback than
Way
Lamar
better.
was.
Way
but I'll
better.
go Browns only because of the defense. But I have a couple parlays.
Miles
I
Garrett,
I put
bro,
the
he's gonna be
Texans in so
hungry.
many of my parlays.
I fuck with
'cause
that.
I could see
I'm
it.
taking the Texans. Still.
There's other upsets that I like
The
better.
Texans have firepower. Like they could legitimately come out and win by like 12.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
But it's just like, do you trust that?
I'll be
I don't
completely
know.
honest. Out of the whole slate, out of the upsets, besides Dolphins, I'll be the happiest if the Texans win. Like I'm rooting for them.
I think that's the most likely upset, probably.
I don't agree.
I actually haven't looked through the whole matchups, but I do think it's a likely upset. I'll say that.
Next game, Dolphins at Chiefs.
17-0.
0 degrees.
What's the spread?
Guess?
Chiefs minus 4.
4.5. Nice.
Shit.
I gotta take
didn't even
Dolphins,
look at
bro.
it.
I don't
That's
even give a
crazy.
fuck anymore. Give me my team.
Bro, you said the Dolphins were gonna go 17-0. Y'all went like 3 and fucking 14.
They did go 17-0. In my heart.
I have to go with the Chiefs.
No way.
It's just like
Matan. How do you do that?
no, because I do want to take the Dolphins because I've been a fan all year. I really have.
But you have to.
I want them. I want them.
Take the
but
Chiefs. It's
no,
like
I am. Don't worry. I am. You're not convincing.
Felipe's
me
gonna take the
otherwise.
Chiefs too, so
Probably he will.
it's not that hard.
He's trying to flip me on the Dolphins. I'm actually
No,
thinking
I'm
about
gonna
the
take the Dolphins,
And
take the
because you're trying to
Chiefs.
flip me now in spite, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. When I was actually gonna pick the Dolphins. I don't know, bro. I feel like this is a game that the Chiefs could definitely lose.
I'll be very
They're not
happy
that
for the
good.
Dolphins if they win. I'll be very happy for the Dolphins if they win.
The problem with the Dolphins, and I said this in our recaps episode, I was so frustrated. Most Dolphins fans were frustrated the fact that Mike McDaniel didn't run the ball in the second half. They were winning the game, controlling the time of possession. Achane was averaging like 5.8 yards per carry. They were dominant on the ground. Like, it was beautiful. And then in the second half, Mike McDaniel gets cocky and starts throwing it. 6 straight passes in the second half. And they didn't run the ball. Achane had 2 carries, I think, all second half.
Yeah.
So this game, because it's colder, and I just don't trust Tua in the cold, especially if it does happen to snow, they're going to be
Guys
forced.
from Hawaii.
Yo,
He's from Hawaii. He played in Alabama
I
and now
agree.
plays.
They're
in
going to be
Miami.
Mike McDaniel's going to be forced to run a lot more. So at least it plays into like, bro, you got to run the ball. It's cold. And I like what David Long said. David Long said, I like playing in the cold because you get to see what separates the boys from the men. People don't like to get hit even more in the
I can
cold.
picture
That's true, it
Tua
hurts in the
talking
cold.
in the quarterback room like about the weather, like you know how they're showing in Hard Knocks. And he's like, bro, I'm gonna be so fucking cold out there, man.
Nah, he said he's not going to wear gloves though because he's a dog.
Who?
Tua. Actually,
Yeah.
Bro, you know it's so funny, and it reminds me because Joel Moran, I
saw
don't know
what
if
he
you saw his
said.
comment. He's like,
What'd
yo,
he say?
Dolphins fans are the only ones who would say that Tua is elite and then say that they don't want him to throw the ball as
There's
much.
so
Like, they
much
would rather
context to
him
that.
run
I
the
totally
ball
disagree
more.
if you want me to address that, but like,
No, you don't have to address
don't.
that.
thanks though.
I don't know.
like it's not
But I just think
it's
it's
not
funny
black
though.
or white.
I just think it's so funny because like you ain't even trying to. Okay, you said your quarterback doesn't play well in cold weather, which is like so funny because I don't think December's ever gonna be hot. For the rest of his career in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It's like
You're 100% right.
like, are you okay with having a quarterback that as soon as
Playoffs
December's
are
ready,
always
he's
in
never
fucking
gonna
January.
win?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but that's why we got to get the 1 seed. That's
December
why
and
we want the 1
January,
seed.
bro, like-
Because winter in Miami is beautiful.
That's hilarious.
Oh
just
my
to
God.
just to quickly address that, there's so much context to that.
I agree. There's
Like
context.
they were dominant. They've been dominant on the ground all year. Like they were one of the better running teams all year. Mostert. Like so, run the ball more. Don't go away from it if it's working.
I agree with that.
Player prop in this game?
I mean, I took Mostert anytime. Who's back?
I like Mostert anytime for sure. I like Tyreek over.
Tyreek's
whatever
line was like
receiving
80
yards.
something.
That's crazy.
But
I
like
like
I'm
that.
scared. I don't know.
First time.
How much
it's
you're
the
gonna
first
throw?
time Tyreek's playing against Kansas City in KC.
Yes,
He's got to go for like $120 plus.
But he's hurt
got
now.
it.
He's got another injury. It
is it?
scares me.
Fuck that.
His quad.
Got
He's
good
fine,
quads.
bro. IV.
Looking at the anytime touchdown, Tyreek's plus 145 for a touchdown. Second best odds on the Dolphins.
Who's Mostert's one?
140 plus 140. Yeah.
Is he the highest odds period?
No, Pacheco is. I took Mostert.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Pacheco, Travis Kelce, and Rashee Rice.
Kelsey's not going to score.
I took Noah
I'm gonna
Gray.
take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I feel it's not,
Yeah,
it's not a
Chiefs.
bad one.
Steelers at Bills.
Bills,
Do it,
obviously.
Felipe. Do it, Felipe. Do it, Felipe. Take them.
Bills.
Bills.
It's the Bills. I got my favorite player prop though.
What?
I put this in all these parlays. This feels like you remember that week where I hit the 5 to win 1,000?
Yeah.
And I put Latavius Murray in there
On
because that
FanDuel?
felt just easy. Yeah, on FanDuel. Shout out FanDuel.
Oh yeah, you hit a good one. Yeah.
This is the Leonard Fournette scores a touchdown game plus 500.
Does he even play?
He got snaps over
did, he
Latavius
did.
Murray,
Oh wow.
and it was James Cook and Leonard Fournette, and on short yardage situations.
That's
Yeah, they would
crazy.
put him in a goal line.
And whether they would 100%, and I could see it now, playoff Lenny type conversations, having a 2 touchdown game would not shock me. I'm going to put 2 touchdowns just because it could be a
shits,
blowout. I put plus 500 to be an anytime touchdown scorer. That's a crazy one. That'll spice anytime touchdown. So I love that one.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We're all on the Bills, though, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
easy.
Congrats on the win, Bills.
This one gets
Packers
fun.
at Cowboys.
I mean, it's Cowboys, no question, but
Packers at
Dallas.
Cowboys.
I just don't know what Jordan Love is going to show up because he's been good as of late. He's been better, but he's also had that offense has also had duds.
Yeah, but also, like, I could be wrong. I'm going to check right now. But, like, I feel like they've had really good games. He's been playing very well lately, but it hasn't been against any, like, real formidable opponents.
What do you think CD's line is at?
CD, what do I think? Oh, do you have it pulled up?
Yeah.
94.5.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually so good. I'm going to say 89.5.
100.5. It is so
Holy
high.
shit.
If you're an and Jair's going to play, I put the under in. I don't want it. I love fucking CD Lamb, but I put the under in a few parlays on FanDuel.
On CD?
Yeah, dude, 100 is a lot.
No. When it's more like that, it's because it's probably going to
probably hit.
Because they're scared of people. Because people get scared of that, they hit the under.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
it's what I did with Cooper Kupp every fucking week 2 years ago, and every fucking week I lost. I'm like, oh, under, he's not going to
Do
get
you want to know what's
110?
bizarre? Do you want to know what's bizarre? What do you think the odds are as we go up in the alternate receiving yards? So let's go to 110 plus yards.
So 110 is probably if
100 is
100 is minus
118, it's minus 118.
Then it's probably like
110?
plus 120 plus
Plus
125.
Plus 100.
Plus 118.
Okay.
125 plus yards plus 182, which is crazy. To me.
Insane, bro.
He's got better odds to do that than most people to score a touchdown this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, the only receivers with more than 3,000 receiving yards since the start of 2022, Tyreek Hill and CD Lamb.
Wow. Don't sleep. I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
I pulled up. So off my comment that the Packers haven't played anybody great lately. Here's their and Jordan Love has been playing very well, but last game against the Bears, whose defense has been playing well, no question. Then before that, the Vikings. Then before that, the Panthers. Before that, the Bucks. Before that, the Giants.
Yeah, hasn't.
Like,
been
bro,
playing.
like that. Those were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His last 5 games. None of these teams are scary at all.
Those are the Packers wins.
Bears, Vikings, Panthers, Bucks, Giants. So yes, Jordan Love has been playing well, but it hasn't been against great teams yet. I think he goes into Dallas, and it's just going to be a tougher environment for him, bro. That defensive line is going to be coming after him.
Yep.
And there's a good secondary in Dallas. And Dan Quinn, come on, bro.
It also doesn't shock me, Mike McCarthy revenge game. Like that, he's going to run up the score.
Yeah, I don't know about running up the score, but he's going to do his
He's
thing.
going to win his game.
Yep. So many revenge games this week.
Dallas across the board.
Dallas.
Yep.
This is a fun one. Rams at Lions.
Give me the Rams. And I can't wait for everyone in the fucking comments to be like, you always hate the Lions. Who's the fucking Lions hater? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
Let's go Rams, baby.
Rams, baby.
Let's rock, baby.
Matthew
Let's rock, bro.
Stafford's
Let's go.
Matthew
I'm
Stafford
hyped.
returns to Detroit. I mean,
I love Matthew Stafford. Dallas, Highland Park.
Yeah.
Nice
Shout
shirt.
out Clayton Kershaw, too.
You're wearing the shirt. Puka.
I will say, though,
facts.
for the sake of the playoffs, I would prefer the Lions. I think they're the better team. But it just does not shock me. Lions have such an amazing year. Rams sneak in. Not really sneak in, but like snuck in. No one expected it, and they steal a win. It has that feeling of Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford returning. What?
Agreed.
Matt Stafford it's Matt Stafford against his old team. Jared Goff against his old team. So
It's also a revenge for Goff.
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
I'm gonna rock with the Lions.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna rock with the Lions.
I want the Lions to win. I just have a.
They are the better team. But you know what, though?
It's a plum.
Not only that, but like you talk about the Rams and obviously the Lions are the favorites. They're more high powered. They're good or whatever. But one of the reasons we love the Lions and we fell in love with them last year as just Americans, right? Yeah. Is because
shout out America.
Is because it's just they're gritty, bro. Like they fight hard. Dan Quinn's got that style, like former player, like where they don't have enough talent, they can make up with grit. All this, who'd I say?
Dan Quinn. But
Dan Campbell.
Dallas.
Dan Campbell. What they don't have with talent, they can make up with grit. Bro, Rams low key, same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit.
When I look at the slate, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Well, so just to finish that off, like outside of Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald, now they've lost every big name that they have.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp.
And Cooper Kupp. Outside of that, they've lost. But Cooper Kupp was also a mid-round pick, bro. Like they made Cooper Kupp. So Aaron, like outside of those guys, you got like Puka Nacua, who's also a mid-round pick, has become great.
Tyron Williams.
Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence, bro? No, look at the Patriots. Look what they did with Julian Edelman. Look what they did with all these guys that were undrafted but became great. Like, remember fucking Chris Hogan or some shit, whatever that was?
He was
lacrosse
balling.
player now.
Like, bro,
Really?
he became one of the best fucking slot receivers in the league. It's not a coincidence, bro. It's
Probably
coaching.
nasty at lacrosse.
And the Rams have that.
It goes back to
they
coaching.
can win this game.
Goes back to coaching.
Bingo.
Out of the
I
entire,
do think the Rams can win this game. I think they
Out of the
obviously have more experience.
out of the entire slate of wildcard weekend and the underdogs, they feel like the most likely
I
of a
agree.
potential upset.
Now I agree with that. Now that you say
Over
it. I
the-
hadn't
over-
thought about all my matchups. So.
Over the Texans, that's why
Agreed.
I was saying it. Like the Texans, because they're just a young team,
Spread, though. What's the spread?
3.
Lions 3.
Lions 3.
Lions
This sounds
minus
about
3.
right. And the game's in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It just wouldn't shock. It wouldn't shock me. I want Detroit because I think
Bro.
Detroit would be a better matchup in the next round. Whoever they play, they're more exciting. I'm rooting for them, but I got a plum feeling.
Bro, like, there's a conversation that needs to be had about Matthew Stafford in Detroit. Like, he's one of the greatest. First off, there's
one of the
undisputed
best
one of the
quarterbacks
greatest.
of this generation.
Yes,
sure.
but also I was gonna say he's one of the greatest Lions ever, and I think you can make a case for the greatest Lion ever. I know you got Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, but like in terms of what they brought to that team,
In terms of what he meant to the team,
bro,
yeah.
like so Stafford, Detroit is his city, bro. Like
You think
he
think
could go in there
fans, you think Lions fans are like pissed off to be playing against Stafford in this playoff game?
they
Probably because
probably
they know they could lose this one.
they probably know they can lose it. And they probably
They
obviously
also
still
probably
have
have
admiration
ultimate
for
respect
him.
for Matthew
Exactly.
Stafford, so they know that he can.
So
Well, they're winning
Turn it
either
on.
way, probably. Then at that point,
The
they
Rams?
no, I'm saying Lions fans.
Yeah.
They
no,
like-
no, dude. They haven't won. They have won what one playoff game in their
they're-
history.
you're
They're not
rooting for
winning
your
either
team.
way, bro. They're gonna be depressed as fuck if they lose.
Yeah. All right. Last game, Monday Night Football.
Already last.
Yeah, there's only 6 games, my friend. Eagles at Bucks.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Do it,
But
Felipe.
the
Do it.
Bucks, another 3-point game. Eagles -3.
I'm going Tampa.
I think
like
I think
Tampa
the
as a
Bucks
dog.
could do this, honestly.
Look, bro. I like the Eagles. Like, I mean, they're more talented. Yo, it's actually surprising. I've seen a lot of Eagles fans just come out and say, "I want to lose this game," because they're so obviously they want to win, but like a part of them is like just like we
put
need
us
to
out of our-
address the fucking problems.
And
like
put
there's
us out of our misery type of situation.
yeah, it's like there's clear issues,
Yeah.
bro, and like Sirianni's a huge part of the problem, and so much is going on that's like they just need to like address. Because of that, I typically me like head in the right place. Me would be like the Eagles are the better team, and this is the game they bounce back. But then the other part of me now that's kind of weighing heavily is the fact that like, bro, the last 6 games were not an anomaly. Like.
The Eagles are cold at the wrong time, and the Bucks are hot at the right
It wasn't
time.
an anomaly. They're not just gonna flip the switch.
Yep.
I don't think they can. I'm gonna go Bucks. They have the experience too.
I'll be honest, if
Baker
the-
has a playoff win.
I'll be honest, if the Bucks
Mike
lose,
Evans?
Nick Sirianni's getting fired 100% because of the coaching cycle.
If what happened?
If the Eagles lose, Nick
I think you
Sirianni.
said the Bucks lose.
Yeah,
No,
you did. Okay,
did I?
You fixed it though.
If the Eagles lose, I think Nick Sirianni gets fired because of the coaching cycle, because of the people that are available. Could you imagine a Mike Vrabel in there? Even though Mike Vrabel fits more of obviously New England, but just like a coach with experience. They did Doug Peterson dirty.
Yeah.
It would not shock me at all. And I think a lot of people would be quick to write off Nick Sirianni, even though he took them to the Super Bowl last year. But just the way he's handled situations, just the way with that Chiefs game and yelling at players. If the coaching cycle didn't look like it did, I would say no matter what, he probably wouldn't get fired. But the fact that you have Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll, not that they're going to get Bill Belichick, but
That's
the
extreme.
potential's out there.
That's extreme.
It
to
wouldn't
fire
shock me.
Sirianni. Nah, they just hired him and he made a Super Bowl in his
First year.
Was it first year?
I think it was his first year, right? Or second year.
You can't
It
fire
might have
him.
been his second year.
Might have been
You-
his second year.
you
I think
can't
it was his
fire
second year.
I haven't picked
you
yet.
imagine,
I
though?
haven't picked yet.
Fucking insane. It would make me
I
happy.
will say it's those types of moves that
Think about
I
it.
think good organizations kind of make, if that makes sense. Like they're not afraid of making those scary decisions.
Yes and no, but like, I mean, I think you definitely got some question marks with Sirianni after this year, but you got to see more bad from him. You can't just move on. Like, what if you let go of him? He goes to another franchise and he proves to be actually the best, like one of the best head coaches. You can't go that early.
I mean,
Fuck it.
the only coach I'd want at that cycle would be Pete Carroll. So if I can guarantee to have Pete Carroll, then I would take him.
You don't have Vrabel?
I just think I'm a big Pete
I love
Carroll
Pete
fan.
too, but he's
Yeah.
also 74. or
That's
some
my
shit.
other thing. Is he's old and I don't know how much drive he still has.
Yeah,
to
but
do
look
this.
at what is Belichick? Probably around the same age.
72 somewhere.
Yeah, he looks about 56 years older than Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, man,
He's in
shout out
great shape.
the shape that man is in, bro. Like that, man. Your health is your wealth. Pete Carroll is the definition of health is wealth,
Yeah.
bro. Like it's crazy, and you see not only how
It's also-
healthy he
the
is,
energy.
The energy, bro.
Energy is there.
He lives life with vibrance,
Yes,
man.
beautiful. That's
Come
beautiful.
on.
Felipe.
Vitality.
Give me the Eagles.
Nice.
I love how the whole time we were
trying.
talking, you'd be like, all right.
No,
You'd
I've
be like,
been
all right. All right.
Yeah, I've just been trying to get my pick in, man.
I'm just looking up.
It wasn't that hot of a take.
I looked
just
up
wanted to
Nick
get it in
Sirianni
there.
on Twitter because I was just curious. I thought I saw something about Pete Carroll. That's why I wanted to ask this question.
I saw something about Pete Carroll. He left the Seahawks.
Yeah, nice. I guess these are like Eagles people, but they said, I've never seen a coach lose the support of the city faster than Nick Sirianni in the past 2 months.
Is that true, though?
Allegedly. I'm just going down Twitter and seeing what people are saying. So, I don't know. Or even Harbaugh.
Harbaugh? Oh, Jim.
Yeah. Because if he leaves Michigan.
Jim is
Bro,
him.
there are 4 coaches.
Jim, I would
available.
hate Jim in Philly, bro. I think Jim in Philly would be phenomenal. Jim wherever is phenomenal. He's a
Yeah.
great head coach.
But you would hate him in Philly? Oh, you would
For
hate
me,
him
for me as
yes,
Dallas,
yes,
you,
as
yes.
a
yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
fan,
No,
I
he'd
think
be
he would be
amazing.
great in Philly.
He'd be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. There are 4 coaches that you can
Bro,
get.
Philly, if they go, it could be Belichick or Andy Reid. If he goes on a 4-game losing streak, they're calling for his head, bro. Philly fans are just stupid as fuck.
Facts.
Hey, those are the picks, though.
All the games. Those are all the games.
That's crazy, man.
Happy wild card weekend, man.
Wow. Should we predict anything else this week? Who's going to lead the wild card round in receiving yards?
Ooh.
CD Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb.
They have
Probably.
those kinds of odds in some books.
Yeah.
Like you
Probably.
can bet like who's going to have the most
Should we
Yeah, I
see
would
what
go
else is
CeeDee
there?
yards
Lamb.
and shit.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that one coming. I'm trying to think. There's got to be
Puka?
specials, right?
Who could go for like 130?
Tank Dell. Not Tank Dell. Nico Collins.
Like
Nico.
Nico. Take good too any given
Yeah,
Sunday.
facts. I'm excited.
Who's going to have – which quarterback will have the best performance?
Matthew Stafford.
Yo, that'd be sick, man.
Matthew Stafford.
That'd be sick.
Or it's going to be like C.J. Stroud, but they go down swinging.
Out of the quarterbacks playing, bro, I got to go with either
Dak.
Dak. It's got to be Dak.
Such-
That's
such
what
a-
I was about to
Yes,
say. It's got to be
It could
Dak.
also be Baker Mayfield against that Eagles defense.
Oh.
Swiss cheese.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I think Dak. But
I
I would love
Dak.
Baker balling out too. I would love, dude. Nothing would make me happier than like the dark horse team be the Buccaneers.
Facts.
Also, it'd be great against my. It'd be great for my Tom Brady case or
Who was it? It was
lack
Jack.
of Tom Brady case.
It was Jack Cody. I think that was like the
Yeah.
Bucks are gonna go in are
and
gonna
play the Eagles
host
on wild
the
card
Eagles
round. Yeah, and beat them.
You want to know what's sick?
You got
And
it
we all
right.
thought he was crazy a few weeks ago.
You want to know what's sick? On FanDuel, you could do most playoff receiving yards.
You can?
Yeah,
Oh, in
say
the
like-
whole playoffs?
Of the whole playoffs.
Like,
Now,
is that
granted,
under
it's like
futures?
who goes. It's like
And who goes the
specials.
furthest?
That's the issue. You know who's 5th on this list?
Puka.
Rasheed Rice. Because they're saying the Chiefs probably can go further. But
Oh.
no, Puka's way down there.
Wait, can you read them then?
CeeDee Lamb 1.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra 2. The fact that Amon-Ra's the second best odds are plus 850. CeeDee Lamb's plus 200.
Oh wow! So they think not only is
They
he
think
going to
the
ball
Cowboys
out in
can go
each game,
far.
but they think the Cowboys going to go for
Right.
it.
They'll win a couple games at least,
Yeah.
and he'll have 150 yards in each game.
Yeah.
Then Diggs is 3rd. Tyreek 4th. Rasheed Rice 5th at plus 1,200. Ayuk at plus 1,200, which I think is a good one. That's a
That's
sneaky
a
one.
really good one.
Yeah.
Debo at plus 1,600.
Oh wait, but consider the fact that Ayuk isn't going to play in the wild card round, so he misses a
forgot
game.
about that.
So that's
Yeah.
why he's lower.
Travis Kelce plus 2,000. Nico Collins at plus 2,000.
I think Kelsey is amazing value, bro.
Dude, AJ Brown to me is amazing value. Plus 2,000.
Yeah, but
Is
they're
he
ass.
healthy? Yeah, they
I don't-
are.
I don't
They're
know.
gonna lose.
I would put money. I'll sprinkle some on Brown and I'll sprinkle some on Kelsey. Are you kidding me, bro? Kelsey that low?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Amari Cooper's there too, plus 2,000.
That I don't love. I mean, I don't think the Browns make it that far.
Puka Nakua plus 25.
Cooper Kupp.
2,500.
All right, which running back has the best performance? There has to be one for rushing yards, too. I know there is.
McCaffrey,
Yeah, there are.
Pacheco.
I'm looking at the rushing yards.
Okay,
right now.
this week. Let's
James
see. Let's see who
Cook.
plays this week.
Pacheco.
Bijan Robinson.
I think it's Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams this
Yeah.
week.
Like,
agree
I
with that.
genuinely believe this. I like this Rams team.
What about Rico Dowdle?
I can see it.
I wish.
What about
Dude,
Achan?
Oh, facts though. Facts. Man, I you know what? I think this Dolphins Chiefs game might be the closest one though, bro. Like that's gonna
It's
be.
going to be closer than. I totally agree.
That's gonna be. An
I don't think
I
the
think
Dolphins-
it's going to be low scoring. No one's
Yeah.
scoring in this game.
Yeah.
that's so
no one's
mean.
scoring in this game.
Yeah.
Way too cold to be catching balls.
Well, they're just
How
gonna
cold
run.
is it gonna be?
It's supposed to be
Zero.
minus
Zero.
5. Coldest, one of the
Oh,
coldest.
Tua's good, bro. Tua's gonna collapse,
I
bro.
know, I'm so scared.
He can't even breathe.
Yeah, but he has the sleeve, so you have to keep
no, but
it
he got
safe.
fucked up with the hole in his arm.
It's like they punctured the suit.
They punctured. Yeah.
Oh no! It's like you're in space. You can't puncture the suit. You're dead right away. That's Tua's Tua's sleeve. Fuck.
And there's no black box.
No black
No,
box.
damn. Fuck, they're fucked, bro.
Oh, most
Sorry.
rushing yards. You know who's a sneaky one? Lamar Jackson plus 1,600.
Love it. Love it
Yeah.
so much.
Take
That's actually
everything
really
Lamar
good.
Jackson to dominate in the playoffs.
You want to
right?
do another one? Want to do one more?
Sure.
Let's find a good one.
Wait, but can you read the odds for rushing yards? Can we kind of guess then?
Go for it.
McCaffrey.
All right,
McCaffrey
so
won.
Pacheco.
All right, so yeah.
Is it McCaffrey
James
one?
Cook.
CMC is 1 plus 180.
Isaiah Pacheco.
The fact that he's plus money is incredible
Yeah.
for starters.
Well,
But he's missing a game.
yeah.
That's still amazing.
Pacheco?
Third.
Who is second? Kyron Williams? Nah, he's only playing a game.
Fucking James Cook.
Jameer
James
Gibbs.
Cook is second.
Gus
wow.
Edwards.
Gus Edwards, bro.
Nah,
Gus
hell
Edwards
no.
is so far
They're
down.
weird.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
You know who's a sneaky one?
Jalen.
Well, Lamar is
Pollard.
Jalen
sixth.
Hurts.
Tony Pollard's fourth. Jalen Hurts is so far down.
Yeah, because
He's
they don't think they're
third
going to make
worst.
it far.
My favorite on this is probably Jameer Gibbs,
Yeah, where is he?
like 10th,
Yeah,
plus
I like-
2,000.
I like Gibbs. But also like with Montgomery, like,
Yeah, but Montgomery's plus 2,000 as well.
nice.
Yeah, there's some close ones. I'm looking. There's some fun
Bro,
specials.
I
on
love the
FanDuel.
playoffs, man. I'm excited. I'm gonna just.
I'm so
post
excited,
up
bro.
for
I love
all
the
of
Saturday,
and
Sunday games. It's great.
Here's a sneaky one. A touchdown to be scored by a tight end in each game of Wild Card Weekend. Plus 1,000.
No way. That's only plus 1,000. There's no way.
I don't like that.
There's
don't like that
a
either.
few that scare me the most, but
I would want that for like plus 10,000.
Let's think of each game. Kelsey, Dalton Schultz,
Dalton Schultz, Orton,
Jake
Joker.
Ferguson.
Jake Ferguson, Laporta. Is he hurt? He's out.
Yeah,
for the
he's
year,
hurt.
right?
He's done for the year.
Who's their tight end?
Ferguson.
Who's
I
the
think have
tight end?
somebody.
Igby on LA.
I don't think it's Higby, but I do feel like I can see
And-
the Lions
Goddard.
backup tight end scoring a touchdown.
Goddard.
I can see that with the Lions.
Goddard or Cade Otton.
Kate Otten. Yeah. I don't like it. Not for me. I'm gonna stay away.
Go check out the playoff specials on FanDuel.
I mean, you already-
Facts.
you already
If you
said-
want to ride any of those bets with us for Wild Card Weekend, sign up for FanDuel. Link in our bio. All that jazz.
All right. Well, hey, remember, we're not going to do recaps Monday. It's a holiday.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Recaps
MLK Day.
Tuesday.
Shout out to MLK. I have
Facts.
a dream.
Hero.
That's it.
Yeah, nice.
You gotta say it like that.
Yep.
Have a
Say it one more
dream.
time, just in case.
I already did it.
Yep. Okay.
Shout out to Martin
Have a
Luther King.
dream.
So when are we gonna incorporate Malcolm X Day? You think? In
They should.
they should, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Instrumental.
Facts.
Pivotal.
Facts.
Come on, but hey, shout out MLK though. Great month to celebrate for sure. Is
Indeed.
MLK Day his birthday or his dead day?
I don't know actually.
Dead Day? Dead Day is such a good term for death.
I don't think it's that. I think it's always.
Yo, Dead Day.
I think it's
bro.
always a Monday.
And it sounds so much more positive than death.
Oh wait, you're right. It is. Always
I think it's
Monday.
always a Monday, so it's not a date.
Oh, you're right.
You know what I mean?
That's a
it's
good
like
point.
whatever.
I think it's always the second
We
weekend.
should-
The
Second
Monday
Monday in January.
If America really cares about equality, they would make MLK week a holiday.
Yeah.
Like a holiday week.
Whole week off.
Like, well, come on, bro.
Let's
Fucking,
do it.
that's how you know
Let's
this
do it.
country's
Let's
racist.
Let's do it. Facts, dude. That's the reason. That is the reason.
That's the only.
The only
Inarguable.
thing. All right. Well, thanks for listening to the Caps Off podcast. We'll see you next time. Enjoy
Enjoy
the
the playoffs.
Enjoy
Enjoy
Wild
MLK
Card.
Day.
Wild
Peace.
card.
If you want to bet on any of the games this weekend, make sure to go to FanDuel. Sign up right now. Link is in our bio. Also, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Share with your friends. Hit that like button. Anything helps us. We love you.